I just got out of the theater from watching Terrifier 3. And I was going to sleep on it and then do a video in the morning, but I can't stop thinking about it. So we're going to talk. We're going to do non-spoilers real quick first. So non-spoilers first. I will leave a very clear signal, and then we're going to get into full spoilers. Come on in. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Seth Grimes, and I am, as I said, fresh out of the theater. I got to see it, I guess, opening night or night before opening night. It's a Thursday, so I don't know what they call that nowadays, but I went to go see it at a Thursday showing. I believe it was the only time available, at least for that theater. And holy shit. So, spoilers, non-spoilers up front. I will not spoil anything for you until I give you the clear signal. Then you can get the fuck out unless you have seen the movie or you don't care. Just first of all, I want to say I'm so goddamn proud of Damien Leone, however you pronounce that, sir. As a fan, it's so fun to find something at the very beginning when it's small. You know, people have that excitement with their favorite band, like their local rock band. You know, they'd see them at the fucking Whiskey A Go-Go, and then all of a sudden they're fucking playing stadiums all around the country and stuff. So it's fun to see that rise for the Terrifier franchise. I was in Spirit Halloween this year, and my God, he's like the goddamn mascot for Spirit Halloween. As a matter of fact, he's literally the mascot for Spirit Halloween. They have a t-shirt there, like the Spirit Halloween logo, but instead of like the ghost or whatever they have in it, it's Art the fucking clown. They have this big setup in the middle of the store where you can get your picture taken with Art. It's great. It's so fucking cool to see this achievement from this dirty, gritty, raw, barely legal. What is this fucking thing? Is this a snuff film that you kind of sort of heard about if you're a horror fan? If not, it's way under the radar. By the time Terrifier 2 came out, and I went to the theater and I did a review. I'll link it at the end cap or whatever. But I went to go see it. I had to drive an hour to go see that movie, and now it's in theaters. It's in all the theaters in my city. Like it's just everywhere. And I'll say, without spoilers, it feels like it should not be in theaters. Nothing's changed about this franchise. Right from the very beginning, it was a bloody, nasty, gory, like the kills are the thing of Terrifier. No different here. He's not letting up. He's not letting off the gas because he's blowing up mainstream. Somehow, some way, this movie was allowed to be in every single theater. Don't ask me how. I even felt dirty buying a ticket for it. I was like, can I get some of that? Some of that Terrifier? Can you see Terrifier? It's the third one. Lauren Rivera. This chick, I'm telling you, okay, so she was basically anointed one of the all-time top scream queen final girls in slasher movies from just one movie appearance in Terrifier 2. She solidifies that here. This is Lauren Rivera. There was no, they made her character fell off, or they shouldn't have did this with her or anything like that. She is a badass bitch, and she is twice, if not more, badass than she was in the previous movie. Kills are fantastic. That goes, right along with saying that he did not let off the gas. And for me, at least, I don't know if there was a scene like there was in all these other movies, the previous two, as much as just a bunch of great scenes. And the aesthetic, the Christmas aesthetic, fucking nailed it. Every single thing about Christmas is there, from just the milk and cookies to the mall Santa, just all of it, man. You just bravo. It felt like there was some editing. I don't know. It felt like maybe there was too much being cut from the movie, but kind of an overcorrection from Terrifier 2, where it was the biggest complaint about Terrifier 2 was that it was too long, and it seemed like every scene could have had a little bit cut from it, people would say. In this one, it seems like they cut a little bit too much. I would actually like to see a director's cut of this movie. But that's not to say it definitely doesn't it's not like the old 80s slashers in the late 80s where the MPAA started cracking the whip. It was like, where you'd see Jason go whoop, and then they would cut, It's not, they show you everything, and it's brutal. And lore, you get lore. You get answers to your lore. But you also have a lot more questions, and you still have questions from the previous that are not answered, and you have new questions. So there's more meat on the bone to this story, and it's already been announced there's going to be a Terrifier 4. So that is not a spoiler. That's something that was just, yes, there will be a Terrifier 4. This movie's just, if you loved the previous Terrifiers, if you liked the previous Terrifiers, this one's gonna be right up your alley. There's nothing this is great. It's right up there with them. If not, possibly better. I can't make that judgment now. I was thinking about that, and I'm gonna sit on it, and I'll have that answer maybe later. It's hard to say at this point. Still processing, but I figured I'd process on camera with you guys. But I'll leave it there for the non-spoilers. Go see this in theaters, please, because it's probably not going to be legal for very long. This is easily the most brutality that's ever graced your local AMC or fucking Cinemax or Cinemark or whatever the hell it is. This is a bad one. This is a nasty motherfucker. And Art is very arty. He's the artiest, He's super arty. He's a playful clown. He's having fun in this movie, just like the other ones. So it's just a lot more of that. And finally, I guess, the first Terrifier was just straight grindhouse dirt brutality, and the second one had so much lore that it almost went into supernatural territory and mystical shit. This, it definitely still has that because it answers some of those questions, but it reins it in a little bit, and it really is kind of a blend of the two, which is what Damien Leone has said in interviews that's what he wanted to do, and I really do feel like he hit that balance perfect. This is very much a mix between 1 and 2. There will be parts of this movie where you're watching it and you'll feel like you're watching Terrifier 1 more than you're watching Terrifier 2, but then it gets back to your characters from Terrifier 2, and you'll be right back in it. So absolutely go see this movie if you're on the fence, if you're thinking well, nope, I won't even go there. We'll save that for the spoilers. Cliffhanger, bitches. Hit that subscribe button, like down below, leave a comment after you see it, come back and finish. This is your warning. Get out of here. Go watch the movie. Go pay money to go see it in the theaters. He deserves your money. Spoilers. Spoiler warning. Okay, are we ready? I think I might have woke up my cat. I'm sorry. Are we all here now? Let's get settled in. Spoiler time. I won't go too much longer because I did nail a lot of the points that I was going to talk about anyway. as far as overarching details and such. But man, the kills, let's start with the kills, right? That's why we come to these Terrifier movies. Nothing changes. You feel like, okay, now we're in all these big theaters, maybe they're gonna cut the brutality down a little bit, or they can't go as far as they did when it was this low budget indie little grindhouse thing. Wrong. That's why I'm saying this movie feels illegal. It feels dirty to even be watching. The opening scene is going to make or break you, flat out. Or, you're already, I was gonna say that was gonna be the thing, that was gonna be the last thing I said. It's like, I don't even want to give people hints of stuff, because I watched a couple non-spoiler reviews before I went in to see it, and it was like, they're like, oh, the shower scene, and the shower scene was brutal, don't get me wrong, but it kind of wasn't anything more than, like, to me, like when they cut the guy's dick off in Terrifier 2 and pressed it up against the glass and stuff. Maybe that mixed with the sawing the girl in half. I don't know. Maybe I was desensitized by that point too. That could be. I just don't feel like it hit that. I mean, Terrifier 2 really, that scene was like a fucking beast. The first Terrifier 1, where the girl got cut in half, was just so shocking. That's why it stood out. It was particularly brutal and graphic. It just didn't hold back. And you're like, oh, this movie's gonna go there. Okay, that's what this is. And that's kind of what attracted a lot of people, you sick fucks. But Terrifier 2, he was like playing with it, throwing the salt on and the bleach and the fucking, she's half dead in bed, and mom walks in, and he's ripping the arm off. And so, like, he spent so much time on that. And I know that was like a COVID, like, oh, we got a lot of extra time to play, let me play. And it was just Damien fucking around with shit and just playing. Sorry, I got a little fucking thing in my eye. Trying not to blink. Where I felt like that shower scene didn't quite get there, but it was still very brutal. It was great. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying I think that bedroom scene was kind of the peak Terrifier, like, big scene. This just had a lot of equal graphic scenes, in my opinion. A lot of brutal shit. I saw somebody comment, there's a fucking, Art sets a bomb off in the mall. Art kills kids, by the way. Hi, we're all over the place. I told you it's late, I'm tired, fuck off. Yeah, Art's gonna kill kids, and that's why I said that opening scene's gonna make you or break you, coming back to that. Right in the opening scene, he kills a little boy, and it's left to the imagination on if he kills a little girl or lets her live. And with Art, it could be either way. He might have just thought it was cute. There was a little girl in the cupboard and just fucking, because she was hiding after he killed everybody else, and he was eating the cookies, and she accidentally bumps the cupboard and he finds her. But it doesn't show him kill her or even grab the axe to like he's gonna kill. Nothing. He just smiles and waves, and then it cuts to the title card or whatever. So could have gone either way. But he's sitting there eating milk and cookies and shit, but he kills her little brother. Like, her older brother, not little brother, older brother, but he's still a little kid, he's like 9, 10, and she's like 7. And the way that they do it is so smart, because Damien walks right up to that line, finds that line, and then he doesn't cross the line, but he'll dip a few toes over the line just to push it a little bit. He's pushing that boundary. He's normalizing the extra. And I mean, killing kids, it's happened in other shows before. It's happened in other movies, but this was particularly brutal because he's in there, but you just hear it. He doesn't actually show it. He goes into the kid's bedroom, and they also show that the kid's kind of a brat. The girl's like, oh, I heard there's an elf on the roof or whatever, because it's around Christmas time, and the little kid's like, fuck off, I'm trying to sleep, basically. So it was kind of like, you're a little snot-nosed brat anyway, fuck you. But he gets the axe or whatever, but they don't show it. But they do go in the room and show the aftermath. And, it would have been enough to just, what they did there would have been enough. But it would have been enough to even just, if they wanted to show aftermath, just a hand, because they did show like a severed arm. It could have been that, but they went into the mangled torso and like cut off head and all that. I mean, they didn't show him actually killing the kid, but you heard him killing the kid. Then you saw the kid's mess all over the floor. The Christmas shit is great. Art kills Sienna's uncle and like uses his head as the star on top of the tree, and like uses his intestines as the shit that you wrap around the tree, and like, man, and just eating the milk and cookies and loving it. And he marks out for Santa Claus. My God, this is one of the greatest things. This was probably my favorite shit. He walks by this old tavern, right, with a couple old drunk guys, and one of them's like a mall Santa off duty, just having a beer with his buddies, right? And Art's just walking down the street, and he walks past the window, and then he stops. He walks back, and he turns, and he looks in. He's like, "It's Santa!" He doesn't say that because he doesn't speak, but it's all over his face. He's like a little kid. So he goes in the door. He's like, "It's you! It's you!" He's pointing to the sign of Santa on the wall. He's like, "That's you! You're him!" And he's like, "Yeah, kid." And his buddies are like, "This fucking weirdo." And the Santa, to his credit, was like, "Hey, everybody gets the Santa experience. It's that time of year." So he, he suffers Art a little bit, and he's just like, "Hey, come over here," and tries to buy him a beer. And I mean, Art is just marking out for this fucker. But then Art like starts being arty, pees on his leg. They try to throw him out and like push him around. He pulls out a gun, and it's funny because I thought right off the bat when he was in there, it was three bar fighting drunk men, and then there's Art, and I know he's supernatural and could kill all three of them with his bare hands, probably, but it was my immediate thought, like, a gun's a good answer right now. And he pulls the gun out of the bag and shoots two of them, shoots the guys that are not the Santa. He leaves the Santa alive. So I called that shit. And then he proceeds to torture the Santa with fucking liquid nitrogen. He's got it like a fire extinguisher, and he just fucking he tests it on a rat earlier in the movie, and then it's like the first weapon he uses, actually. That's the very next scene. He's first person he kills after he's making his assortment of weapons. He busts that out. He couldn't wait to use it. Yeah, and he like freeze dries the Santa's hand. He takes the Santa suit from him. That's how Art gets the Santa suit, by the way. So I just thought that was absolutely amazing. I just his interaction with Santa, and then when he went to go be the mall Santa, and he's at the mall. They took their 15-minute break or whatever the fuck, the actual mall Santa, and Art's just walking through the mall apparently because he's got a Santa suit on, and at this point he's wearing like a plastic Santa Claus mask, so he's able to, I guess, get in with it. And that's one of the things. There's a few things like that, like just tiny little nitpicks where I'm like, how is he able to just get into the mall like that? How is he able to get backstage of the Santa thing? How does he get from here to there so quick? It's like, and then I remember I'm watching a Terrifier movie, and I need to just shut my fucking whore mouth, right? Because it's stupid. Terrifier movies are all about the kills. It's not about, how is he able to get backstage at the mall Santa? Because he's Art the Clown. That's why. Fuck. So he gets backstage at the mall Santa thing, and he gets to come out. He's all geeked about it too. He loves him some Santa. Well, say what you want about Art the Clown, but that's his weakness. He becomes a little kid when he sees Santa Claus, man. And then he blows a bomb up. He sets a bomb off in the fucking mall. Kills because he's giving away all these presents to the kids out of his bag. And they're all legit, normal presents. But then the last one's like a box. And the kid opens the box, and just a bunch of little kids just blow the fuck up. But you don't see it. It's tiptoeing onto that line. It's like, yeah, we're going to kill kids. But what? You see a group of kids, and you see a big splash, a big flash. That's it. No body part. I mean, yeah, there was some body parts there, actually. There's always body parts. It's Terrifier. I felt like they did Sienna's brother dirty. Jonathan did dirty in this movie. Now I'm hoping there is this old kind of trope in movies and maybe more in TV, is if you didn't see the person get killed, they're not actually dead. And there's a scene where they kind of insinuate that Jonathan is dead. And by insinuate, I mean Art and Vicky, possessed by a demon, gift Sienna Jonathan's severed head with the glasses, but it's like his skull face. There's like still an eyeball there, maybe a little bit of patches of skin, but it's very hard to tell. It could honestly be anybody, but he put Jonathan's glasses on it. So where did he get Jonathan's glasses? But if Jonathan's dead, that's dirty because he was killed off screen, which I don't know if this was an edit thing, if they had felt like they could cut it and just do it off screen. But you don't take one of the main characters from the last movie that carries over into this one and kill them off screen. I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm hoping he's still alive. If he's still alive, then retroactively this will be okay. But if not, it was kind of did him dirty. And he wasn't in this for very much. You know, he was not a main character in this movie. He was actually kind of replaced by a different little girl, Sienna's niece. Lauren Lavera was great. This girl's gonna be a big Hollywood A-lister. Mark my words. Give it 5 years, give it 10 years, but she's not gonna be just, a low-level horror girl. Not to say that Terrifier is low-level, but she's not gonna be. Somebody's gonna recognize potential in her from this, and she's gonna start getting opportunities in some bigger things. And it's happened to all of our final girls. A lot of people, big stars, come from horror. Lauren Lavera, remember that name. She is going to be a mega star in years to come. She's just fantastic in this. Holds down people gave her, here you go, you're anointed one of the best final girls in horror history from one movie. And she lived up to that in this one. There's nothing that she did that felt out of character or ruined her character. She kicked ass. She fought so hard. She endured so much torture and pain and psychological torture and pain. My God. They answered some of the lore in this movie. They showed her dad. They told the story about his drawings, and she requested, he was a comic book artist, so he's always drawing these dudes, and she wants a strong woman that can fight. And he drew one just for her, and it was the exact, she was wearing what she was wearing in Terrifier 2. And then the character had a sword of fire, and he said that sword, she could kill anything with that sword, stop any threat at all, beat anybody with that sword, and it could never hurt her, which is why she was able to heal from it. Remember at the end of Terrifier 2, she was stabbed in the stomach, but it was with that dagger, and that dagger healed, and her wounds healed in this one that she got from the dagger as well. She was wearing a literal crown of thorns. They also have that little demon girl, I believe. I'll have to see it again to get the finer details, but I believe she possessed Vicky, and Vicky is now she's almost like Art's, I want to say Art's boss, like she's his guiding force, because Art apparently was living in the first Terrifier. When he was dead, but was brought back to life by this demon. They explain lore somewhere along the way. I don't remember who said it or how it came about, but that he could be brought back to life by this demon possession thing who needs to like possess like the most evilest, one of the most evil, wretched people souls or whatever to begin with. And now I guess she's trying to possess Sienna, so we'll see how that goes. So that's still up in the air, and there's still questions about that. There's still like, you don't get the full understanding of it, but you get more. And I see people bitching about this. People are like, you know, in their reviews and stuff, and they're like, you know, we're at the third movie already, it'd be nice to have all these answers. It's like, this is an ongoing story, motherfucker. You know, they already announced that there's a Terrifier 4, so it's like, if we answer everything here, then there's no reason to do a next movie other than for the sake of doing it. Maybe we'll send them to space this time because so at least there's a story, and I like that there's cliffhangers, and I like that there's more to explore, and there's more that we want to know. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how you tell long-term stories. So this was just a fantastic movie. I'm trying to decide where it ranks. I feel like I said, I feel like there was more editing than there needed to be, or it also feels like there's things missing. The final scene where Art and Vicky show up at Sienna's aunt and uncle's to face Sienna, and she's like tied to a chair, and they have her captured and stuff. It feels like, you know, she's like dreaming at first, but it's reality. But it's like they never really like, how did Art and Vicky get there? Now we see Art take a bus a couple times in this, so clearly they probably took the bus. But like, you know, it would have been nice to, there's just a few little things like that. And also at the beginning, I felt like it struggled to find its footing right off the bat. I don't know if that was, you know, we got our opening scene, but then they did like a jump to like 5 years earlier, 5 years prior, it said. And it like kind of picked up where Terrifier 2 left off. So I guess this is 5 years in the future, Terrifier 3. And, and then it jumped back to Sienna after that. Or no, it jumped back to a modern day Art again, like in a house 5 years later, the same house. And there's like some people going from the city going to inspect it, and Art's just still looking out the window where he was sitting 5 years ago. He's got cobwebs on him and shit. And then Vicky was in the tub. She killed herself, slit her wrist, and then she's just still laying in the tub. And then they both come to life and kill these people. It just felt, I don't know. Then they jump to Sienna, and it's like, okay, we probably could. Sienna should have been after the opening scene, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a fucking. I don't make movies worth millions of dollars that are in Spirit Halloween. That's not even a criticism. I just felt like it's kind of struggled to like get its footing at first, but then it really took hold, I think, especially once Art got to wearing the Santa suit. Once we got to that point, even maybe when we got to Lauren Lavera's characters too, when we got to Sienna coming out of the mental hospital, I think, you know, we were kind of rolling by that point. But go see this movie. I'm gonna leave it there. Go see this movie. It was great. It was really great. It's up there with Terrifier 2 for sure. I don't know if it's better than Terrifier 2. I haven't had enough time to like dwell on it yet. The fact that I'm unsure should tell you enough that it's at least as good as Terrifier 2. It's certainly not like, oh, this was, you know, it was good, but it was a bit of a step down from the, no, that's not the case. You know, there's a very good possibility. And the only reason I'm unsure if it's even a step up is because I'm still trying to figure out where, like, you know, like those the editing choices, or like the kill scenes maybe not being as long. They're still long and drawn out and brutal, don't get me wrong. It's not a quick cut, but like that bedroom scene was something special, and I don't know that they fully got there with this one. 1. So those are not even criticisms. That's why I'm just saying that's why maybe I'm not sure if it's quite better than 2, but it's right up there. This is, go fucking see it, spend money on it, support Damien Leone, support Terrifier. And look, before we I'll say I do hearts, right? 5 out of 5 hearts. This is a 4 out of 5 hearts for me. It's not the greatest movie of all time, but goddamn, it was, I mean, highly entertaining, graphic, bloody, brutal, not a letdown, not disappointing, delivered everything I wanted out of a Terrifier movie, left me thirsty for more. Wasn't running too long. There were no scenes that were just like not, like there was no filler, you know, or like pointless shit or anything like that. It was just great. It was all done very, very well. And my final, I'll also leave you with a little prediction. I was kind of looking at some of the other movies that are, and forgive me, maybe, you know, there's something in a genre that I don't really follow that might end up being a hit. But I think being October, the spooky season, Beetlejuice is in like its, 5th, 6th week. So that's not really competition. I think Terrifier could end up being a sleeper hit this week, like opening weekend. I think we're going to hear people, you know, come Monday talking about Terrifier box office really blowing people away, and we're going to start hearing a lot of people talk about Terrifier. And then what this is going to do is this is going to give it word of mouth. There's going to be a second wave of people that go see this movie after the opening weekend. Opening weekend is going to be the diehard fans and all the people that know what they're getting into. Then the reviews are going to come out. Then people are going to tell their friends, you got to see this fucking movie. Holy shit. And people are going to start going for second and third weekend. Mark my words. This is going to be a hit. But that's all. Peace, love, and pizza. Let me know what you thought down in those comments below. For really real, I want to hear what you think. And we will catch you in the next video.